And welcome to a very special Sunday edition of the Monday Morning Quarterback. I am Soden, and this is the Monday Morning Quarterback sponsored by Allied Plumbing and Heat, a name you can trust. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are in the Colorado Springs area, check out Allied Plumbing and Heat. That is alliedphllc.com, and let them take care of your plumbing or HVAC needs. Also sponsored by Best Buy. BestBuy.com. If you are looking for the very best in electronics, TVs, microphones, games, even appliances now, do your shopping online. Go to BestBuy.com. Check them out. Also, DZ9 Sports. Shout out to some of the graphics that they put out. And 210 Esports Graphics on Twitter at Esports Graphics with an X at the end. The Wildebeest 210 pumping out some seriously good league graphics. If you have a league out there and you are looking to take your league to the next level, hit this guy up. He puts out some really, really good custom graphics. He will design them from scratch. And make them really kind of adhere to whatever theme your league has, but and he will be able to help you move your league into that kind of an elite graphics status. Very good job by him. And then mymadden.com. If you are looking to take your league online and have player ratings and stats and all that cool stuff, which you'll see here in a few minutes. Go to mymadden.com. Tell them S. Soden sent you. And go over there and get your league set up on mymadden.com. Now, I have never had a problem with mymadden at all. I don't have any problems with double stats or syncs not working or having to reformat the online portion of mymadden. I haven't had any of that. Now, I have had that problem using other leagues, other website software, but I have not had that with mymadden. They have some very cool Discord features to kind of, make your Discord chat flow with their software, which is really cool. You can actually use a bot to set up a command to draw in a player's statistics or attributes, or even your team, or see who's played or who's not played their games. So just a shout out to the guys over at mymadden.com. Now that our bills have been paid, I want to go ahead and I want to take a look at our standings. So here is our standings. Again, thank you to mymadden.com. This is our online page here, and this is the standings. We are in week number 11 of Soden Bowl. We have the New York Jets, which we have the tiebreaker corrected now. The New York Jets at 6-3, Coach Javell. He is back on track, and that is scary news for the rest of the AFC. Coach Javell has some seriously good stick skills. And look at this. If you can see my cursor, he is only allowing 15 points per game on defense with the New York Jets. That is astounding. Now, the New England Patriots also having a good season here. Coach DJ Mixer. He is tied with Javell, but he lost to Javell in the head-to-head matchup. So he's going to have to overcome his demons, and he's going to have to beat Javell, I think, if he wants a shot at winning that division. Moving in here to the AFC North, the Cleveland Browns, they did get their first loss last week. But, and a big but, Coach, the Alpha Heel 7, for those of you that don't know, him and his wife are expecting a child, and his schedule is absolutely hectic. So he was unable to play this week. He squared off against the Baltimore Ravens. So the Ravens got the win in that one, and unfortunately it gives the Browns their first loss of the season. But either way you look at this point differential. 32 points scored per game on average to just 17 allowed. That is fantastic, and that is championship football coming out of Cleveland. And then the newcomer, Jiggy J-Rod at 7-2. He is playing lights-out football right now. We have some highlights from his game that we're going to go ahead and show you a little bit later in the broadcast. But it's 7-2, playing really good football, and he's also only allowing 17 points. And then the Pittsburgh Steelers. The brand new head coach, Weather Beast, takes over, and he's only allowing 18 points per game. He's going to turn that franchise around, much like Jim Jones is doing here in Cincinnati. Moving down the list into the AFC South, the reigning Super Bowl champions, Super Bowl 94 and Super Bowl 95, back-to-back Super Bowl championships for Kylo Ren. Hugs and kisses. He is now 8-1 on the season. He is tied for first place here with the number 1 seed, but the Cleveland Browns do own the tiebreaker. That is the Jacksonville Jaguars' only loss. See that one right there? That came to the Cleveland Browns. So he's scoring 31 points, allowing just 19. Again, championship-style football being played again in Jacksonville. The Tennessee Titans, Bearded Dragon making a comeback. We have 2 old Soden Bowl members making a comeback this season, and Bearded Dragon's looking pretty darn good. With kind of a weak roster team, he is sitting at 5-4. So he is getting better as we speak. And the Wakanda, King of Wakanda's Houston Texans, 5-4. Now, for those of you that do not know, Wakanda has his own spot on the Soden Bowl website. Go to sodenbowl.com. In the menu, you will see Wakanda's Spotlight. He breaks down the rookie profiles of all the potential rookies coming up in this season's draft. He grades them. He has some storylines with them. And also, we have a brand new show launching sometime next week with Mr. Wakanda, where we're going to go in and we're actually going to take a look at these rookies live, online, on YouTube, and, you know, see what he has to say. And maybe some of you guys that need to build through the draft, you guys can get some inside tips from Mr. Wakanda himself. So moving down the list, we're going to move into the AFC West here. This division is another good division. Even Cobra here at 0-9. Cobra is a good owner. He just moved over to Oakland from Miami. So he's going to see if he can turn around those Oakland Raiders. We actually have a battle of unbeatens this week. The Miami Dolphins face off against the Oakland Raiders. Monica versus Cobra. So one of those two teams, well, I guess they could tie. But one of those two teams is going to come out with a win. But moving down the list, we have the Los Angeles Chargers, Mr. Witness 36. Look at this, only allowing 14 points per game on defense. That is where Bosa lives, and Bosa led the league in sacks last year, shattering the sack record with over 40 sacks. And then we have the Hall of Fame head coach, You're Blessed, double zeros, with his Kansas City Chiefs turning that season around. Primetime last weekend, knocking off the Chargers in LA and getting himself right back into this division matchup here. And he owns the tiebreaker now over the Chargers, and he's just one game away from first place. And then we have Darrell moving into Denver. Darrell coming back to Soden Bowl and taking over a pretty talented Broncos team. Watch out for Darrell and the Denver Broncos. He is going to be the thorn in somebody's side, and he's only 2 games out of the divisional race. Moving into the NFC, we're going to start in the East. Number 1 draft pick in his Washington Redskins in a fight in this NFC East. You look at these teams, any one of these teams can win this division. You've got, you have number 1 draft pick at 5-4. You have Y-Rock in the Philadelphia Eagles sitting at 4-5. And then you have Reese Screwed in the New York Giants, the resurgent New York Giants, who pulled off a very nice win last week versus the Carolina Panthers. And then we have the Dallas Cowboys, King Booker coming back. How cool is that? Booker, a very talented owner in Soden Bowl. Normally he has the Bengals, but this week, or this season, he takes over a talented Dallas Cowboys team, and he's doing pretty darn good with them too. He's right back in this divisional race, just 1 game out of the divisional lead. Moving into the NFC North, Coach JMO31, he is 1 game up on the Chicago Bears, but he beat the Bears pretty handily in the head-to-head matchup. So he's actually about 2 games up in there. So A. Soden Chicago Bears, who, by the way, are having a good year. Coach A. Soden kind of turning the corner in Chicago, playing almost 500 football here. He needs to pick up the defense a little bit, allowing 30 points per game on defense. But he does have Khalil Mack, so I think he's gonna get that thing turned around. He's only 13 years old, so he's playing pretty good here at 4-5. And then we have Hall of Fame head coach D. Soden 1. He is returning with the Minnesota Vikings. Played his first game last week against Coach Phil. Come up just short. Phil, a very good owner. He takes over it was 2-6. It's now 2-7. Takes over a Minnesota Vikings team that is loaded on offense. And then we have the Detroit Lions, Coach Papa Smurf at 1-8. These two teams need to do a better job of scoring here, only scoring 17 points per game on average. All right, moving into the NFC South here. Eat More Chicken and his Tampa Bay Buccaneers are playing fantastic football. He is on a 6-game win streak right now. And then the New Orleans Saints, crowd pleaser 90. He is pleasing the crowd in New Orleans at 7-2, and he has also won 6 in a row. Look at these two teams. You have a 31 points scored to just 18 allowed for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So they are playing lights out in Tampa, and then the Saints are right behind them, 27-15. And look at this. Coach Phil and the Atlanta Falcons, he has Matt Ryan playing on another level right now. They are 6-3 and just 1 game out. And they have also won 3 games in a row. Moving into the NFC West here, we have the number 1 defense. This defense is playing record football in LA. The Los Angeles Rams at 8-1. Look at this, only allowing 10 points per game. That is crazy. They are on a 7-game win streak. The last time they lost is their only loss in Week 2 versus the San Francisco 49ers. And guess what? Those two teams matched up last week. The final score, 9-6 Rams. And the San Francisco 49ers had a shot to potentially tie or win this game at the end. And it just didn't quite go their way. We have a highlight for you later in the game. And then we have the Seattle Seahawks at 1-8. And the Arizona Cardinals and Coach Ace taking over a Cardinals team at 1-8. He is struggling a little bit, but he's still learning the game. He takes over a decently talented Arizona Cardinals team. So it's going to be interesting to see what he can do. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and check out the passing leaders here. Since, of course, this is the Monday morning quarterback, Sunday edition. Look at this. Patrick Mahomes, number 1 with 2,793 yards passing, picking up that touchdown to interception ratio, 105.7. rating. So he is our number 1 yardage quarterback here, followed by Ryan Goff and Mitchell Trubisky. So we're going to move in here. The rating is my favorite. It kind of shows you the all-around aptitude of the quarterback here, or statistically how well he is doing. Now throw away these 3 guys because they only have, 4 attempts between all 3 of these guys. Jared Goff from the Los Angeles Rams is number 1 with a 125.4 rating, 2,300 yards passing, 21 touchdowns and just 11 picks, a very good ratio. And right on his heels, Coach Jiggy J-Rod storming on the Soden Bowl scene with Lamar Jackson. Lamar completing 75% of his passes for just over 2,000 yards and a 20-9 touchdown to interception ratio. And he is just really 1 point down here, 124.6 quarterback rating. That is a fantastic rating. And then you have Nick Foles, Phillip Rivers, Baker Mayfield with the Cleveland Browns. Coach, the Alpha Heel 7 doing a good job with Mayfield. The story to me down here, Kerry Peters. We had an error there on my end. Kerry Peters with the New England Patriots. Rookie Kerry Peters, 17 touchdowns to 9 interceptions, a 104.7 rating. He is playing over the superstar X Factor, instant Hall of Famer Tom Brady, and he's doing a fantastic job. Those, as you saw before, the New England Patriots are 6-3, tied for first place. So doing a great job there with the New England Patriots, and I think this guy has a shot. Kerry Peters has a good shot at being the Rookie of the Year. And the New England Patriots may go to the playoffs. Now, they bombed last year, but DJ Mixer took over in the offseason, and he's done a good job. They had a lot of expiring contracts, got rid of a lot of people, lost Josh Gordon and a couple other players. There's no Gronkowski there. And he brings in and uses a Philip Dorsett, who is playing lights-out football himself, trades for Adam Thielen, and just kind of turns this team around. So Kerry Peters. Now, Kerry Peters is matched up this week versus the number 1 defense with the Los Angeles Rams. So that's going to be a good game for the Patriots, kind of a gauge to see where they match up going up against a top-notch defense. Now, they have played the Jets, and the Jets are right there defensively with the Los Angeles Rams. So we're going to have to see. That's going to kind of show us. That's going to be the Patriots' gauge, if you will. Kerry Peters' gauge to see how he does. So, so we're going to go ahead and look at. We're going to look at some stats, some highlights here. So all these highlights are from the week prior. We're going to go ahead and move into, we have the New York Giants and the Carolina Panthers here, Reese-Screwed versus Crota II. Now, Reese-Screwed is kind of stormed on the scene here. As you can see, the game is 3-0. Giants have the lead, but the Carolina Panthers are driving. They have this ball already up to midfield in the first quarter. So we're going to go ahead and let this thing play out here. So you look, Reese-Screwed has Love in the slot there. Now watch him undercut this and make that play. Look at that interception. That is a game-changing interception. They are up by 3. Now I'm going to bring this thing back a little bit. I want to show you what he does here. Let me bring this back. Now watch him undercut. He doesn't bump into the tight end. He undercuts that thing, gets his hands up, and hits the Y button at the exact perfect time. If you notice, he is in man coverage. See how he has the tight end there? He is in man coverage with the tight end. Isn't fooled by the cut. That is Olsen out there at tight end. He makes that play, and that is a game-changing play for the Giants. So that is a great job by Reese-Screwed on that one. So we're going to go ahead and move back here. And then we're going to check out... we're going to go ahead and check out another highlight here in 1 second. We're going to go ahead and bring you back to the same game. So we have a 16-0 lead for the New York Giants. Same game again. We have Crota II. He has the ball. Cam Newton. Now, I want you to pay attention. Look at Reese-Screwed. He's not in the slot anymore. He is going to control that linebacker, Connolly, in the middle. And he's going to get some pressure. He doesn't bite on the play action. There's the play action. Look at him hit that gap. He knocks the ball out of Cam Newton's hand, and that is a sack, fumble, touchdown. And the New York Football Giants open up a can here at 22-0. So Coach Reese-Screwed, Coach Reese-Screwed has done a good job with this New York Giants football team. For those of you that don't know, he came over. He is a rookie head coach in Soden Bowl right now, but you wouldn't know it by the way he's playing with this Giants team. Now, I have one more highlight for you. This is Coach Reese-Screwed, and this is versus King Booker. So let me go ahead and move this thing in here for you. So we have King X Booker and the Dallas Cowboys. They are tied with the New York Jets here. They are in overtime with just 11 seconds left in the game. We're going to let this thing play out here. This is a pretty big upset to me. If the New York Giants can pull off this ice the kicker, look at, he's got 7-mile-an-hour winds in his face. And he gets that kick up, and it is good. And that is a big upset in the NFC East. As Reese Screw takes down King X Booker and gets the win. So big game there. So congratulations to Coach Reese Screwed as he pulls that off and gets himself right back in to that that divisional race there in the NFC East. And we showed you before, that race is really tight. We're going to go ahead and move in. I have a highlight here from the Jiggy J-Rod. Now, we haven't had much time to show you a lot of his highlights, so I'm going to bring this in here so you guys can see. This is a couple weeks ago against the New York Jets. Now, this is Coach Javel. Javel is a really, really good owner. Lots of skills here. I want you to watch what Lamar Jackson can do. Now, you saw his passing stats. Watch. The pocket breaks down a little bit. He gets outside. Now, watch this move. That is absolutely sick. And the Baltimore Ravens pull out a big win. Now, it's 31-14 here after the extra point. But this game actually ends up being a 31-21 win for the Baltimore Ravens. And that Ravens team is really playing championship-style football. And they're playing it at the right time under a brand-new head coach. So that is Jiggy J-Rod and his Baltimore Ravens. Now I have another highlight. I have a couple more highlights here for you. Those of you in Soden Bowl, if you want your highlights, if you want to be in the broadcast, now we have a brand-new show launching on Friday. That is going to be a highlights-only show. But if you want your highlights to be posted, make sure you post the highlights in the Discord channel. So that way we can go ahead and get these things and then put them up for you. So I'm going to move into our next game here. And as you can see, we have the Minnesota Vikings. This is Hall of Famer coach D. Soden 1. This is his first game in Madden 20, and he's going up against Coach Phil. Phil is 6-3. Coach Phil is a very, very good owner. As you can see, it's 7-0 Atlanta. Closing in on halftime here. We're going to let this thing play out. You got Hall of Fame, or Superstar X Factor Matt Ryan back to throw here. And he throws an ill-advised pass, and that is intercepted. And watch some of this running here. Look at this cut back here. Splits the two guys and outruns Julio Jones to the end zone. And that is the first points in Madden 20 for D. Soden 1. Now, he fell short in this game, but he played a good game. I wanted to show you that highlight there as he gets himself back into the game here right before halftime. But Phil does enough to win and really kind of seals the deal for Atlanta in that one, and he moves to 6-3 on the season. So that is Coach Phil. And D. Soden 1 has a lot to look forward to with that Minnesota Vikings team. And our last highlight of the game, our last highlight here is going to be the Los Angeles Rams. Let me go ahead and move this in for you. We have the Los Angeles Rams in an absolute slugfest with the San Francisco 49ers for really control of this NFC West division. The Niners with a great defensive stand to get the ball back. And Jimmy Garoppolo getting this ball down. He is almost in field goal position. The ball's on the 36-yard line, but he has 10-mile-an-hour winds in his face. So he needs about 10 more yards to give his kicker a shot at a chance to tie the Los Angeles Rams. Now the Rams, Aaron Donald already has 4 sacks in this game at this point. So the San Francisco 49ers know that the pass rush is going to be coming. But they're going to try and either hit the Rams over the head for the win or take this thing up to field goal range. We're going to let this thing play out here. Looks like Littleton's being usured on the defensive side, and Garoppolo sees something in the defense, changes the coverage, gets that receiver in motion here, and he's going to drop back to throw, and he makes a bad read. He throws it over the middle, and Jackson makes the interception, and that is Jackson's 8th interception on the season. And that seals the deal for the Los Angeles Rams as the Rams pull off a huge divisional win, and they move to 8-1 on the season as they win 9-6. Now, the key notes in this game, the Los Angeles Rams defense had 8 sacks on the game, but they only allowed 38 yards of total offense to the San Francisco 49ers. And that is absolutely insane. So that Los Angeles Rams defense is clicking at the right time. And they currently have the number 1 seed in that NFC. So we're going to have to wait and see how the rest of the season plays out. The Rams have a lot of tough teams left on the schedule. They have JaVale and the New York Jets. They have DJ Mixer this week, King Booker on the schedule. Then they have a couple divisional games. So that's going to be a tough matchup there for the Los Angeles Rams. But we'll see if they can take home that number 1 seed. They do have Eat More Chicken and his 6-2 Tampa Bay Bucks, and then the 6-2 New Orleans Saints on their heels. And swing on these is only a couple games down as well. With that said, we're going to go ahead and release our next newspaper edition. Now, it's a Saturday edition. I know this is going to premiere on Sunday, but I do record ahead of time. So I'm going to move this thing in here for you so you can see our newspaper. I will post the link to the newspaper in the chat. You guys can download it. Here is our newspaper. You look at this thing. We have the Rams almost perfect through 8 weeks. Weather Beast agrees to terms with the Pittsburgh Steelers. We have some prospect news here from Wakanda, King of Wakanda. And the cool thing about the paper is you can actually scan these QVC things, I don't know, whatever you call them. You can scan these with your smartphone. It'll actually bring up the news article for you on SodenBull.com. And these are fully printable as well. This isn't just a generic magazine cover you see out there where people make graphics. This is an actual newspaper. And this is based off of all the recent stories on our Soden Bowl website. So you look down here, you have the Rams winning big versus the Seattle Seahawks. You have another article here with Coach Wakanda. The Patriot Force with DJ Mixer rocking it in New England. Some more draft news. You have the Minnesota Vikings, D-Soden 1 taking over for Coach Cy. As Cy had to call it quits for Madden for a little while, so Coach D-Soden 1 taking over for him there. So yeah, this is our newspaper. Again, I will go ahead and post the link to download this if you guys want to download it. Eventually, there will be a section on the Soden Bowl website where you can just grab it from there. That is still in development, as is our Team Stream page. Our Team Stream page is going to have a lot of these articles in here, your owner stats over the course of your Soden Bowl career, and also your Twitter or whatever social media outlets you like to use. Speaking of social media, guys, go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and put this thing back here for you. And if you look down in the bottom left-hand corner here, you will see our social media outlets. You can find us on Facebook, Snapchat, YouTube, Twitter, of course. Facebook, we just really kind of got started with it. You can search us at Soden Bowl 2020 on Facebook, just like our Twitter, but our Twitter has a space between them, so it's Soden_Bowl_20. You can find us there. And go ahead and check out some of the content that we have. I am S. Soden. Guys, this is all that I have today for the Sunday edition of Monday Morning Quarterback. Again, big shout out to the sponsors, Allied Plumbing and Heat, BestBuy.com, DZ9 Sports, 210 Graphics from Wilda, the Wildebeest 210, fantastic job out there. Shout out to League Crawler for what you guys do. In the Grown Folks community, the Grown Folks Network, OMFL. On the PlayStation side, our sister outlet, Madden Outlet. These guys put on a fantastic league. If you guys are into the PlayStation side of things, make sure you check them out, the OMFL. I think they're on like season 85, 86, 87. That's crazy. So they're playing a lot of seasons. They've been around a long, long time. So with that being said, guys, enjoy the games today. Go Patriots in tonight's Sunday Night Football. And that's it, guys. I'm out of here. Later.